on.
All right.
Welcome to the Danvers Conservation Commission meeting date for today, January 22nd, 2026. We operate under the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Chapter 26 of the Town of Danvers General Bylaw, the Wetlands Protection Bylaw. After the applicant presents his or her request and the board has had time to ask questions and discuss the project, we will accept questions from the audience. Because this is a public hearing, it is required by law that you give your name and address first. Although we may disagree on issues raised, all persons present during the meeting are expected to be civil to all other meeting attendees. This includes the members of the commission, staff, abutters, concerned citizens, and property owners and project applicants. We also request that you confine your questions to the project and only as it pertains to the Wetlands Act. We cannot handle, nor do we have jurisdiction regarding such things as noise or traffic. All problems not related to the Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Danvers Wetlands Protection Bylaw must be taken up with other boards. My name is Mary Height, present, and now we're going to go to Lorraine Drapek,
Present.
Paul McNulty,
Here.
Michael Splain,
Yeah.
Peter Wilson.
Here.
Our first agenda item today is for 80 Water Street, Notice of Intent, DEP file number 14-1433. The applicant is Peter McKinnon. And let's see, could we have a representative come to the podium, please?
I'm waiting on the representative who's tied up in traffic, so he's meeting other people. So if you want to go to the next person,
Okay.
you can wait.
Do we want to switch over?
Yeah, that's totally
Yeah.
fine. If the commission's okay with that, then yeah, you can definitely jump
Yeah.
to the next person.
Fine with me. Yep.
Yeah. Just give me a moment.
I'm sure it's fine with him.
All right. Our first agenda today is 7 Chevalier Avenue, Notice of Intent, DEP file number 14-1448. Applicant is Joseph Rocco.
Thanks, Emily. Good evening, Commissioners. Devin Tabor with Lucas Environmental. It's nice to see you all this evening. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Joseph Rocco. We are here for a notice of intent application for maintenance and repair of 4 existing lawfully licensed piles out on the Porter River. We did have a site walk, I'd like to put that on the record, on January 8th, I believe, 2 weeks ago, where we kind of ran through the existing site conditions, resource areas, but I'll briefly go over that for you, just so those of the public can understand what's going on. So there is a licensed pier and dock structure, again, out on the Porter River. What the applicant would like to do is just replace 4 of the outermost seaward piles as they've degraded over time. They're over 30 years old. And he'd like to replace those in kind with Greenheart pilings. Now, for those of you who don't know, Greenheart pilings are more environmentally friendly as they are not treated with any sort of like CCAs, copper, anything of that nature. So more or less we're looking at this being an improvement to the area and to the resource area. We had some questions from Mr. Sanborn. We kind of ran through those during the site visit. Really, he said that he was satisfactory with everything as this seems to be more or less appropriate for the stability of the pier. And then we did receive comments yesterday regarding from the town engineer, Mr. King, for a stormwater permit. So we did apply for that permit yesterday. Checks, I believe, were dropped off, and the application was submitted with the associated plans that are before you now. So really, I'm kind of looking for the commission to answer any other outstanding questions that you might have or answer questions to the public, but that kind of gives a quick overview of what's going on.
All right, now is when I ask them to ask questions. Okay. Lorraine, do you have any questions?
I was wondering if you could just give a quick review of how this is going to be done? So that
Yeah,
everybody-
absolutely, sure. So they're going to be using a barge. Smith Marine is the contractor engaged for this construction. So they'll be using a barge. It'll take about a day, more or less, and they'll be doing one piling at a time. So as the tide goes out, the barge goes out to make sure there's no grounding or anything of that nature, not to negatively or adversely impact the mud flats, tidal flats, all the resource areas out there. But really, it's just kind of one at a time, and then we'll be in and out. So very simple, easy. We're happy with it. Of course.
Paul McNulty, do you have any questions?
No, I mean, we had the site visit, as you mentioned, and personally, I found it really helpful to do that. We should do it more often, I guess, but it was very helpful. So no, I don't have any questions.
Michael Splain, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just a couple. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So on the pilings, are the pilings treated, but they just treated differently? Is that?
No treatment. No treatment at all. No.
And how are they able to do that? It's like some kind of swamp wood or something? or-
It's a hardwood. They are, I don't know where exactly they'll get them from, but I know it's a hardwood and there's no issues with any sort of like leaching or that into the water column or water quality issues anticipated, so.
Oh, good.
Yep.
And the other thing, I know, it says that also, because the work is triggering stormwater,
Yes.
and why is that?
It appears because it's in floodplain, so we're in land subject to coastal storm flowage. That's one of the resource areas we discussed. So it looks like it is not exempt under the exemptions for the stormwater regulations for the town. So that's where I believe the comment comes from. Emily might be able to note on that a little bit better, but that's
Okay.
my,
Correct.
okay.
But it doesn't change the scope of the work
No.
or how the work proceeds?
Nope.
No, just
Nope.
the fact that you're in that area?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
question. Yeah.
No further questions.
Peter, do you have any questions?
That stormwater permit, how does that mesh in with our decision?
Sure, that's all done through engineering. They've already applied for the permit, and once that is granted, like, work will begin, and we wouldn't be able to issue a COC until engineering has given the green light that all that has been complied with.
But
Well,
the
we could
order of
vote on it
conditions that
today?
We're voting on
Yeah.
doesn't have to wait for that.
No, you don't have to wait for that.
Emily,
No,
we
'cause
can
they wouldn't be
vote
able to
today,
get-
right?
Right.
All right, so I'm sorry, I just need one question at a time. They wouldn't be able to get the stormwater permit without the order of conditions. So they kind of need the order of conditions first, otherwise a stormwater permit would be a moot point.
So we can make it subject to, though?
Yes, yep, these are always subject to getting additional permits from necessary departments.
Wait, and what are the different colors highlighted on your drawing?
Oh, yes, okay. So, I don't have a pointer with me, but let's just start from plan right here. So outermost blue color is I believe the 200-foot riverfront area. If we could just scroll down a little, I just want to make sure I'm accurate in my.
There we go, yeah.
Yep, that's 200-foot riverfront area. And then we have the yellow line is the 100-foot buffer zone to coastal bank. And then the orange is the 50-foot no-build zone, the 25-foot no-disturb zone is the red, and then we have green highlighted and delineated as salt marsh. And these resource areas and their associated buffer zones were approved under a previous order of conditions, so those should still be valid and set.
Okay, and there's enough clearance of that
Yes,
here?
absolutely.
That's not even in this project, so that,
Yeah, we're not going anywhere near the bank, the salt marsh, any of that, so.
okay, and the Chapter 91 license has been just renewed, is that what I?
That is
read
correct.
somewhere?
Yep. Yep, so we'll more or less go through the administrative process of letting Waterways know that we're going to be replacing and performing maintenance as it's conditioned in our license. So that's usually just, they have a kind of like the EEA portal that Emily would use to file order of conditions and stuff. We use that for state permits as well, including waterways licensing permits. And one of them would be an administrative, just, hey, this is what we're doing. And then more or less we'll need to go for, I believe, an Army Corps permit as well, just general maintenance, which is like, I think a GP2, but those might be changing as of March.
And the harbor master always asks for certain signage, is that part of
That
this?
wouldn't necessarily be relevant to this, because this isn't a modification or a new structure, this is just
Correct.
maintenance of an existing, so any order of conditions that had already been issued, those would still apply, but this wouldn't necessarily require that because it's just maintenance work.
Okay, and finally, what's your planned timing on,
Well, once we get your permit, we'll shoot for Army Corps, and then hopefully,
you
he'll
already
be
have
able
your
to.
chapter 91, do you need?
We do already have a
additional-
Chapter 91, so that's all set.
But you need something additional besides the chapter 91?
We'll need the Army Corps, yeah, so we'll need that federal maintenance permit. Just letting them know that we'll be out there.
Okay. And then you'll come back pretty quick to get
Oh,
the
yeah,
certificate
I
of
hope,
compliance?
that usually, they're a little quicker, I would say. The federal agency
Yeah,
seems
good.
to be.
I just ask, on the Army Corps permitting, is that just a notice requirement, or do they come out and do anything?
I guess it depends on the work, right? So in this case, they might not need a site walk, whereas like larger, commercial, industrial, multi-residential development, they might want to go to the site and walk the site with those other boards or the applicant itself, that sort of thing, so.
And that would be in any application such as this?
It depends on what you trigger. So if you're triggering a threshold under
Yeah.
the federal permitting.
Do you know what you triggered involved with them?
So we're in the river itself. So that's kind of and we're performing maintenance, so that's what,
That's the trigger?
Yeah.
Thank you.
of course.
Yes.
My only question was, how long does it take to put one in? Like, if, I know, he's only putting 2, right?
He's doing 4.
Oh, 4,
4 in
yeah.
a day. I
4
don't
in
know.
one day?
Yeah, 4 in one day. Yep, that's it.
Cool. I think I'm good with that.
Great.
All right.
Well, just ask a follow-up question. So you can do this work, what's the tide schedule, I guess? Can you do the work up to low tide, or do you have to stop at a certain amount of?
So the barge will have to move out, right, with the tide. Obviously, they're going to work around that, and then they're going to work around the time of year restrictions imposed by DMF because we're in a fish run out here.
Right.
So that's just what the contractor will have to work with. I trust he
So they'll
knows
have
what to
to have
do.
a 6-hour gap somewhere.
What was that?
They'll have to have some sort of gap, right, when the tide is too low for them to be in close enough to,
I would anticipate that they should be able to get this work done if the tides are, I don't know, I mean, I'm not really following kind of what you're saying. I think more or less,
I guess my
you mean
question
that
is-
they'll go out with the tide, because that's,
well, when the tide gets out, the tide is going out,
yeah, they'll have to move their
is the
barge
still
back.
close enough to drive piles? or
It
does
should
he have
be,
to wait?
yes, yes. Because they're going to be on, if you move, Emily, if you don't mind, move the plan up a little bit, they'll be on the other side, so plan top, like north. But I think I did
Okay.
answer your question.
Everybody good?
Good?
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak?
Just want to say I'm in favor. Jim Bartlett, 8 Chevrolet.
You have to go to the podium.
You can't hear me?
It's the
Just so the
guidelines.
public can see you?
Yeah, it's just how we, you
Just a formality, thank you.
can do it.
It's a DCAT, that's all.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you have to
Yes.
identify yourself, yeah.
Jim Bartlett, 8 Chevalier Ave. I'm in favor of Joe's project.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Speak up, Paul, I hear
Paul Kevin, 5 Hussey Ave, and I also am in favor of the project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
just check, hold on.
Need a motion?
Motion to close the hearing.
I make a motion to close the hearing.
Oh, you don't.
Make a motion to close the public
Yes.
hearing for 7 Chevalier Avenue, DEP 14-1448.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, where is that on my paper?
And
Oh, I
you're
got it, I got it.
entertaining a motion, I'll make a motion to issue an order of conditions for 7 Chevalier Ave, DEP file number 14-1448.
Second.
With the additional conditions?
Which
I think it's the
Which,
stormwater,
the only additional conditions are that you get the
stormwater
a
permit.
stormwater permit and Army Corps of Engineer, obviously.
You got it.
All right. I'll second it.
Seconded, yeah?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you guys so much. It was
Yeah.
very nice seeing you all, and have a good evening.
Yeah, good luck, hope to
Thank
see you
you.
again.
Thank you.
Now we're good to shift over to the.
Can you turn these off or on somewhere? Is it always on? We can't talk. Oh,
You just hold that
Oh,
down.
hold it down.
It looks like.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay, it's not a big deal.
What did he say?
Press the mute. See mute.
Uh-oh, press the mute.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe that's it, whatever.
Okay, our second agenda item today is 80 Water Street, notice of intent. DEP file number 14-1433. The applicant is Peter McKinnon.
Stay.
She's good, I gotta get someone like her.
Thanks.
Good night.
All right. Hi, everyone. Again, for the public record, David Cowell. I'm a senior wetland scientist with Hancock Associates. This is a continued matter in request for an after-the-fact notice of intent for 80 Water Street. As of the last hearing, I think most matters had been resolved. I think the commission had since had an opportunity to visit the site. I don't know how many of you made it out there, so maybe you've can envision now the scope and scale of this dock. I think the one preceding is more of a real dock. So to no avail, since that hearing, we were coming in for the last hearing. In the day of the last hearing, Division of Marine Fisheries finally commented on the notice of intent. And they afforded comment. It was their recommendation that any dock that's in mudflats or indoor shellfish habitat should either maintain, if you guys will recall, we proposed 18 inches of separation from the floating dock to surface. They had recommended 30 inches of separation and/or moving the dock so that it actually gets out to mean low water. And I had responded to those comments explaining systematically why it's impractical in our circumstances that we have this minuscule dock on the edge of outer water, and we're actually outside of shellfish habitat. We're in the marginal fringe of mudflat. If you guys went out there, I didn't know if you observed mudflat or stony substrate underneath that dock. So our comments were just that it's impractical, that if we were to elevate to 30 inches, that it wouldn't be a floating dock. It would be standing out of water all time. Peter, as it is, barely gets to use this at high tides when it does rise and come back down again. Again, impractical if we were to attempt to extend this out to low water. You guys understand that cove there and just how far out it would need to be. I think it's another 120 linear feet, and again, we're looking at a 120 square foot dock. So impractical. So I responded. Kindly enough, DMF actually responded and said that they weren't in disagreement with me. They said it was a boilerplate best management practice, that any dock that doesn't have 30 inches, it's a blanket comment, but not a mandate, a best management practice. So, and also in those dialogue, Emily had brought it to my attention that the town has a 24-inch, I think, of separation mandate in your bylaw for shellfish habitat, but then we verified that we're outside of shellfish habitat. sorry, if you guys can still hear me, this line right here is shellfish habitat, and this is the extent of dock, so we're still far away from it. So with that, we are sticking with the 18 inches as we proposed. The only modification that we've made since we last saw you was for the anchoring. They were helical piles. We assented to the harbor's master's comments to change those to concrete. And since then, we've been advised that a 500-pound minimum weight should suffice. So we've just added the concrete stalls in those rocks. We are in the same boat. We have a stormwater permit needed on this, but that is under review, and I think they're just waiting for commission decision before they issue it, so it's kind of concurrent. I sent Emily and engineering department updates there, and I think that's it. I think we're really in a point where we've, I don't want to say figuratively beat a dead horse, but we're there. And with that, I would turn it back to the commission and see if you guys have any remaining questions for us.
Thank you. Lorraine, do you have any questions?
Don't.
Paul, do you have any questions?
Just two general questions. I guess one is for Emily, which is that you would reference an email from DMF.
Yes.
Does that get read into the records that they've confirmed that 18 inches is okay?
It doesn't have to be. It's part of their electronic as well as our paper file. We have that all documented in there stating that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it is documented?
Yes,
All right,
we
okay.
save all that documentation
All right.
for our records, yeah.
That was one, and this is just, again, give some education for me. Who figures out where, in this case, the shellfish habitat line is? Where does that come from?
I don't know where, I'm looking at Devin if she knows where, it's a GIS data layer that's maintained by MassGIS. I don't know how they determine
Okay.
it
So you just use the
before they
Mass
establish it.
GIS data for that?
That's it, yep,
Okay.
yep. It's, I would use the analogy natural heritage habitat. Where does natural heritage determine where to clip their polygon and stop it? Why doesn't the polygon go across the street? But in the confines of regulation, it's what falls in or outside of that polygon.
I don't have any other questions.
Sure.
Michael?
Yeah, I have some questions about the minimum distance because, we had this letter January 8th from the Division of Marine Fisheries.
Yep.
And they said they recommended a minimum to maintain the minimum. They considered 30 inches the minimum. I think we had a vote agreed to 24 at some point.
Right, but since there's no shellfish habitat, their minimum would be 18, and then DMF's most recent email that we got, I believe it was 2 days ago.
It was, yeah.
They agreed that the
Yeah,
18
but
inches
it's
for-
just an email. We have a letter, and I had the same concern that my associate had here, that it was you're just referencing an email. Is there a hard copy of something, or?
I can pull it
There
up.
was, sorry, I know Emily can answer, I'm not trying to stop. But there was, when DMF commented shortly thereafter, we provided response to comments via email to Emily and DMF at the same time. And 2 days ago, DMF sent an email in return to both Emily and myself as well, saying they don't disagree with my comments and
So how does that
reasoning
work?
why.
Are you allowed to contact them directly, or do you have to go through Emily?
No, they have to contact DMF.
They have to, and then you have to be brought in.
And then DMF shares whatever gets shared with the applicants with us.
So do we have language, so we have a 24-inch minimum, right?
18 for, since it's out of shellfish habitat.
And-
The minimum is 18.
And that's carved out, the shellfish habitat?
Yes, yep, it's marked right on
Yep,
that.
that's,
Can you show me what up there designates it as shellfish habitat?
that's this here. This is shellfish suitability area, and this is a polygon that's generated from SGIS that we import into our map.
Oh, that's the polygon.
Yep, so that's this line right here is shellfish habitat, and this is the extent of our.
I get it,
dock
yeah.
here. Had our dock gone out, if the dock was in shellfish habitat out here, we would need to maintain 24.
Even if you were out of the water again? Well, yeah, I think
Oh,
you,
it's a town standard, I understand, that you guys have in a bylaw.
Yeah.
If you're in shellfish habitat, 24 is the standard. We're outside of shellfish habitat, and that's why we're
Yeah.
staying with 18. And again, I wish I shared a couple of just exhibits that show you at a greater scale of just how far out we need
Yeah.
to go to, if this were.
Yeah, you said that 120
Just a
feet,
reasonable-
I get it.
And as it is, it already rests on.
It's not that big,
bottom.
I know.
It's an improvement over the existing conditions, but even looking at how we're at the very far reach of high tide, that even at 18 inches, if we were to go from 18 to 24, the floating dock wouldn't float. Again, the water would rarely ever elevate to the point.
You at all times will be 18, though.
Yes, at all times 18 will be the
Yeah,
minimum. Yep,
that's-
it'll have 18-inch, it'll come down and.
Good. And what could you say about the concrete pilings? So she was talking about a type of wood that doesn't require pressure, and you guys chose concrete?
It's, again, you have to consider the scale and magnitude of this dock comparative to maybe the dock that was presented previously. This is on a much larger scale. And in the existing condition, again, this is a small dock that sat there for 25 years, not encumbered, but it's retroactively, people are chasing permits these days, and here we are trying to get it. But at this scope and scale, this was held with helical piles, and it was our intent to just maintain the ones that we had. At the comment of the harbor master, we had sent it to concrete piles instead. And I wouldn't call them, they're not piles, forgive me. I kept saying piles, they're not piles, they're not driven in. They're anchors, they're weights. It's,
Yeah.
the analogy would be on your fishing pond, when you have the swimming dock, that you have concrete blocks that you just chop on ropes,
Yeah,
and it floats around out there. But these are 500-pound concrete blocks, and a pair of them at crisscrosses, so as tide comes in and out, it'll hold the dock in place.
So I was thinking pilings, but you know.
No, yeah,
it's
sorry, and if I had used the term piling, I meant anchors, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Forgive my vernacular.
Okay, and the overall condition of the dock will be good then, when it's all done? I mean,
It'll be an improvement over what he
Yeah.
has now, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll gain separation where none exists today, and certainly stabilize this.
well, I thank the
and we'll get it
applicant
fixed.
for stepping up and taking care of that.
Yeah, thank you. And from here, we do need a Chapter 91 waterway license. That's the very next step, is with issuance of a finding or an order of conditions, where we have the application drafted and just ready for, once you get that, we'll submit to the state.
Great. I have no further questions,
Mike.
thank you.
Peter?
How many anchors will there be? 4?
Two anchors, that's the red dots here.
Oh,
And the
okay.
anchors are the anchors go at like a crisscross, so it
Okay, and it's just going to be 4 legs. The applicant was...
oh, yeah, the anchors are the two blocks outside, but there is footings that are detailed along the rope, and this is where the
it's just gonna be-
separation is.
Posts, for lack of a better word. The applicant was saying that we should have a skirt, like it was like a 2x8 or 2x10 that was parallel to the floor of the river.
Which applicant? Oh, Peter?
Again,
Oh,
that's what you have there now, correct? And that's not what we wanted. We wanted just 4.
I wasn't on the sidewalk, was this, and again, we're this apron.
Sorry, Peter, I'm sorry, can you please go to?
Oh,
the
yeah,
next
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Thank you.
Get your steps in.
I think this shows there's 8 floats.
Peter McKinnon, 80 Water Street. I believe the design of the float right now meets the requirements. It's built on 4x4 legs, it stands off the riverbed, and it has a support that goes across the bottom that just helps them from supporting the weight of the float. So the float already sits 18 inches above the riverbed, because that's the way it was designed 39 years ago, according to the guidelines which haven't really changed that much. Does that answer your question?
No. My concept of this is that there's posts. Just, you have a rectangle, you have a post on each corner.
I do, yes.
Yours you have that, plus you have a 2x10 running parallel to grade from one post to the other.
It's a
I don't think
2x6.
other docks have that.
I can't speak to other docs, I'm not sure on that.
Okay. In my experience of being on the water and building docks for,
That's just, it's inhibiting. We want the water to flow, we want that.
fine, then all I have to do is
little-
remove that
on the
bottom
mud-
board.
Excuse me, let me speak.
Yes.
We want as little interference with the mud as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just that much more surface area that's lying on the mud. So in my mind, that's not an acceptable design.
So are you suggesting I simply take off the 2x6 across the bottom, and then I have the 18-inch clearance?
Except the 4 posts that hold the dog.
Well, there are
up
more
to
than
18
4
inches.
posts. There's 8 posts, there's 4 on each side. So, yeah, if I take off that one skirt board, I'm within your requirements.
Yes,
Okay, so I'll take that off.
Okay.
Okay,
good, thank you.
okay.
Excuse me, could your representative speak to that as to, is that feasible?
Yeah, that's reasonable. I've been, forgive me, I wasn't on the sidewalk, so I was trying to, from recollection, remember what you're talking about. But yeah, I understand that those, I don't know if you call them skids, or that it's not, there's 8 posts, but rather than 8 individual posts, there's actually a skid that maybe distributes more of the weight around it.
Well,
Yep.
I'm hearing there's both, right?
What's that?
There's both. You have post and the skid, right?
So if I take the skid off...
You'll still have 8 posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we're happy to assent to that. Yeah, we'll get rid of the
Thank you.
skirt. And that should, yeah, as your concern was unabated flow and
Yeah.
transport. Yeah, they can be written in the condition, I think. I don't think we need to
Yeah.
modify the plan, but it can be conditioned, sure.
And the timing on this, I think I heard you say that after we were to issue you a certificate of conditions, you have to apply for Chapter 91?
That's right, yep.
And how long will that take?
Yeah, as these things go, this, we'll get it filed as soon as possible, but it really is
And the
one of those
reason I
permits
ask
that
is
the
we're
squeaky
we're
wheel.
going back years, what, 15 years since this has been here?
25,
Permit,
yeah.
So
38
I-
years it's been out there.
I'd like to see this closed up, ASAP.
Oh,
That's why we want some,
yeah, we want to get
want to
behind this
convey the
enclosure
time
as
is
well.
of the essence.
Yep, the work is like, I don't, he doesn't even need to hire a contractor or schedule a contractor. As soon as we have Chapter 91 license in hand and recorded at the registry, he could be out there the following day taking those skids out, and that's,
Okay, but
so
just,
so hot on the heels of that permit, yeah,
keep in mind that we want this done ASAP,
yeah,
please.
all right, will do. Yes.
Okay, I'm all set.
You guys all good? Okay. Is there anyone present remotely who would like to speak, or anyone present here?
I don't have anyone remote.
Okay. All right, and do we have anything else to say? Are we good to vote?
No, I could make a motion to close the public hearing.
Go ahead.
I'll second.
I'll move to close the public hearing for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1433.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to grant a waiver to allow work in the 35-foot no disturb zone for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1433.
I'll second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to grant a waiver to allow work in the 50-foot no-build zone for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1433.
I'll second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
And finally, I'll make a motion to grant an order of conditions for 80 Water Street, DEP file number 14-1433, with additional conditions as discussed, and additional condition, as my associate said, Peter Wilson, that the work begin as soon as practicable thereafter. This is granted, and that the aforementioned skid be removed upon approval.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. I almost said so moved, like. Thank you, guys.
All right, good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah. Take care
All right,
now.
good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Okay.
So next we have the minutes.
Has everybody read the minutes and approve? And are you ready to vote for the minutes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Save date.
Um,
January 8th meeting.
Oh, January 8th meeting, 2026? Everybody good?
Yep.
Yep.
Can someone make a motion?
I'll make a motion. I make a motion to accept the minutes from January 8th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That was pretty quick, huh?
And now it's just motion to
Well,
adjourn.
we have no.
The only thing that bothers me is that
Oh, okay,
email
okay.
thing. I would like
I
to
see, I
see
see.
some
Yeah,
hard
well, she'll
copy.
she'll
So
send it to you.
minutes, what's the next meeting?
Oh, so the next meetings are February 12th and February 26th. We haven't received any applications yet. The cutoff day is this coming Monday. So I do
Okay.
anticipate some things coming in. We'll see what the weather does, but
Oh, yeah,
I
right,
do
yeah.
expect some applications coming in for the February 12th meeting.
You do?
I do, yeah.
But the cutoff is Monday, you
The
said.
cutoff is Monday. Yeah.
So there is a possibility you might not have it.
Yeah, if I get everything electronically, then I can start on my end with getting the legal ad processed and everything.
Yeah.
So as long as I have everything electronically on time, we can get that ball rolling for sure.
Okay.
All right?
Can we just adjourn?
We have to have a motion to adjourn.
Yeah. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So
I'll second
moved.
it. Yep.
Do we have a second?
Yep.
To adjourn?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good job.
Okay.
Yay.